It might be easier because they're flying by.
Yeah, she said, how is it like
Just
to
hit
see
me
him
up
after
if you
5
want
years?
to join up or ask any questions in the box.
Can you guys please go to Coral's? Well, we tried to, Tommy went to Coral's live earlier.
I can do it. Hold on. What is it? Coral, wait, where was that? Coral's live. Okay, let's try. Let's try. Well, we'll try in a minute. Anybody have any questions here?
All right,
Do you want to box in? Here's some boxes right
Coral
here.
and
Hold on.
Dexter.
All right, so we got beep. Come correct. Butterflick.
Come correct about what?
That doesn't necessarily mean. All right, Butterflick. There is Butterflick. Do you want to be on?
If you want, I could read the questions.
Okay, that would be fine. I'm new to TikTok, so
Okay.
I need a babysitter.
No problem. Somebody wanted to know if you're married now.
Yes, I've been married since 4, 3, 2, 1. He's a musician, so we got married on April 3rd, 2021 in Lani Kai and at Fort Myers Beach. And so.
All right. And then someone said, did Wade have red flags? I mean, that's kind of an obvious question, right? Did Wade have red flags? I mean,
Wade, his red flags was he was too accommodating, too sweet. He was almost like, when something's off and you don't know how to say it. There was not one trash can, like when I was cleaning my spot, for instance, there was not one broom I lifted and he said, no, put that down right now. There was not one door that I did not open. He was too sweet.
So it was just kind of an oddity?
Yeah, it was, have you ever, like a chameleon, like he knows exactly what you need and does that. Like I needed a very big presence in my life right then. I was going through a heartbreak at the time. So he came in and tried to sweep me off my feet. So
it's charming.
I want to say something real quick. Mila's never done lives before today.
Ever.
So she's a little nervous, obviously.
That's fine. You have a lot of support in here. So there's a lot of people supporting you. So they just want to hear from you. So don't be nervous.
Well, she's going to be. In our crew, we don't really publicize much and stuff for the band stuff, And, so it's difficult for her. I'm probably the most outgoing so far, and they hate me for it. So they're like, "You're not filming, are you? You're not live, are you, Jake? You're not filming, are you, Jake?" But whatever.
So some people are asking, like, where do you stand on, like, the death penalty or life? I mean, do you have an opinion on that?
You know what is so funny? Is there is one person close to his life. I'm not quite sure. I haven't learned the rules with this yet, so I don't want to mention names. But there's one person close to him that does not want that wants him to get the death penalty, only because he did not earn a certain amount of those hate tattoos. They're going to either cut them off, burn them off. It's going to be a torturous event when he actually goes to prison.
Right, so he'd be safer on death row than he would be probably in Gen Pop.
I personally do not believe in the death penalty, but I could never I could never put that on me to say I want to kill somebody.
Well, you and I had a conversation one night.
You're muffled. You're on the microphone.
We had a conversation, you and I, one night about the death penalty. I don't know if you remember that. We both said we don't think the government should be able to kill their citizens.
Yeah, well, you kill somebody, so what? Now we're going to kill you. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make a lot of argument.
Yeah, unlike Wade, we're not killers.
I'm going to tell you, he's a lady killer.
Someone wants to know if you still have the Hellcat.
No, I do not. I now drive a Kia Sorento.
The clutch got messed up. Thanks, Wade.
We messed up the clutch. And, recession. So we were like, let's go. My husband's in a band, and we were lugging gear, and we messed up cars left and right because of his gear equipment. So I'm like, let's get something practical, obviously. I'm married now. I don't need to have. Yeah. Well, you can say that. That's fine. Oh, yeah. I got the mugshot that you guys are seeing was from January, February. My first arrest ever. I'm 41. Was a DUI, and
And in Lee County, Florida, let me just tell you, if you don't get arrested here at least once just by walking.
So that mugshot is not from what everybody's trying to allude to. So no, that's not it.
Somebody asked, do you think Wade has a real brain injury?
No.
God, no.
Wade is one of the most, and this is talking really serious. Wade is one of the most funny, smartest, entertaining person I've ever met in my life. He definitely does
He's
not.
not funnier than me and Tommy. No, he's not.
You guys are okay.
He's been in for 6 months.
But he doesn't have brain damage.
He does not have brain damage. He's very
No fucking
smart.
way.
Yeah, his dad said that he was funny and charming when he wasn't on the drugs. Do you think that was the drugs? I mean, a lot of people ask that question. Do you think the drugs had a lot to do with it?
Yeah, like when on those embarrassing jail phone calls, that I was still trying to process in shock what was going on. And I know I was asking a lot of questions. I know I was acting crazy and stuff. I'm processing all this information. It's a lot to handle when it just happens to you.
No, you're fine.
There.
No, you're fine.
He's telling me where to look. I don't know where to go.
No, you're fine.
And what was it?
Do you think he has brain damage?
No, he does not have brain damage. But
Relax,
it
you're fine.
there was another one.
You're the toughest chick I know, man.
No, thank you. Yeah, the drugs, yes. The only other time that he hurt me really bad, he was on meth. And it does make him angry and crazy. And he hurt me really bad. I thought I died that time as well. But I was like, well, let's not let you do that again.
Let's not do that again.
Let's not let you do drugs anymore. So, I mean, I'm forgiving. I've had a rough life, so, you know,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard you say on one of the calls that you had brothers and, you know, you knew
I
how to...
have a really traumatic life.
Yeah.
It's obviously you don't just go out with serial killers unless something's wrong with you.
Stop it. Would you shut the fuck up? God, you didn't know he was a serial killer.
I didn't know he
Her
was.
husband's over here like, honey, you didn't know.
It's not eHarmony. Yeah, it's like GingASerialKiller.com.
Yeah, right.
And
on Tinder.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be respectful also to the victim. So I'm not trying to make light of this whole thing, but it's like I'm new to this and I'm nervous. So I'm sorry if I seem like I'm
You're rambling?
nonchalant or not aloof about this. I do give.
No, you take it to heart. You talk about it all the time.
I know
cry more for the
some people had asked if you knew the victims.
No, actually,
I knew Christy.
he knew Christine. Christine was at the bar together, and all my friends knew her, and
I knew her.
I was so confused. I'm like,
But she was Cape, and you were Fort Myers
yeah,
at that time. She
I
was a
living-
Cape girl.
Yeah,
So
two
here-
different split. Mhm.
Here, there's a river that goes into the ocean that divides Fort Myers and Cape Coral. All right. You're with me? Yeah. So there's a river that divides Cape Coral from Fort Myers, and most people on the Cape Coral side know everybody in Cape Coral. Most people on the Fort Myers
They
side know.
seem to stay to their side.
We stay to our sides of the river, but the Buddha is right over the bridge.
And on Sunday nights, that was
Sunday fun day.
Sunday
It's like
fun
a
day.
hangout spot.
Yeah.
Or Sundays. Yeah.
Back in the day, especially, it was a day of the week that you knew where to go. Cigar bar Mondays,
Yep.
Sunday, you know.
Yeah, Tuesday we
You knew
go
where to
to
go.
Bridget. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Back streets.
yeah, obviously, you know, I hang around like musicians and stuff, so we're out like probably 5 nights a week. So I don't mean to sound like party girl, but that's what I sound like. But whatever.
There's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of people, like, I guess a lot of people just want, like, I think what everybody's wanted you to get on the live and address was like his claim and his story about, what went on in the Keys and like the spa and, his whole story. I mean, I don't know if you've heard it, but he did put out a story about everything.
He's had nothing but 5 years to think about this.
Yeah.
After he admitted to all this, he had nothing to do but stare at a wall and start to think, okay, now I remember Mila was in the Navy with this person. Okay, who is this person? He started webbing a story together because all he had to do was that. He had nothing else to do.
And you know, it's odd because you've taken a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've even taken shit which I shouldn't have never, but they're cutting like my posts and saying, "Oh, this is Jake showing you how to kill somebody," or Tommy showing you what he did.
And you said that was taken out of, well, you said you did that
It was
way
a
before the
post
Wade
way
thing.
before, yeah.
And so I don't know about
But
that.
that's just the internet. Internet
It's
be
the
wild.
internet, yeah. I mean, they'll find something you did, when you were 10 years old. It's just kind of the internet. That's the way it works.
Those jail phone calls, people do not realize those were from 2019.
Yeah, 2019, yeah.
I knew Lorenzo, my husband. He was in a band I met him in Memphis with Tommy, and we were friends since 2012. And we,
Very well projected in this.
so it's not overlapping. It's just I tend to, I don't know,
You don't like being alone, God damn it.
Not a lot of exciting people around.
the one time I date without somebody I didn't know for 5 years, they tried to kill me. So I'm never doing that again.
Somebody's asking, how do you feel about the calls being released?
I think it's a breach on privacy for sure.
The jail pot?
Yeah, my jail
Well,
phone.
you don't get any-
Well, for one, I was not going to give him money. I did not think they were going to get released. I was probably not ordering what I said I was going to order that much. I was distracting him from not putting money on the kiosk, And never in a million years would I think that.
Well, because you've never been to jail, that's right.
I've never been to jail.
That's right.
And my establishment, that's another thing. All these things about my establishment that are saying 5 years ago there was somebody following me around, I was taking pictures of a child. I could take you up to my unit from 5 years ago when it was just suite number 6. It was the tiniest little box. There's no following.
Oh, the original Milas spot?
Yes, the original Milas spot back, because I was also pursuing real estate. I wasn't just dedicated to Milas spa. I was trying to do real estate, and I was actually trying to get out of the massage cosmetology world and stuff. And I need to.
So
you have any other questions?
You were hustling, doing what you had to do.
You've always been a hustler, though.
I've went to school so long that I don't even know what
You've always been able to.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
Yes. Where are my keys?
It's right there.
So has them.
Tommy. Any
Yeah, looks
questions
like
for
your
Tom?
friend Amy joined.
Anything?
Oh, Amy Slobosian?
Yeah, that's what it looks like I see on there. She says it's Amy.
Snow was falling. Yes, I'm so sorry. I was a cokehead back 5 years ago. So sue me.
So, somebody asked how long you dated Wade. I think you answered that, right?
I'm not sure.
He knows how.
Oh, God. When, Tommy, do you know when I met Wade?
Tommy Young.
No, one first full moon. When the thing, like that.
It was very confusing because, he just, like I said, leashed on, would not let go. It wasn't, he just did not, he met me and would not let me, he grabbed on,
Mm-hmm. So he basically he was homeless when you met him?
Yeah, he just came here from the Keys, was couch surfing a little bit, staying with a few of my acquaintances. That's how I met him, and had no job. He was going to start a personal training company, and he reached on, and I lost a lot of friendships and stuff because of him, and
He's charming, too.
he was very charming, but also I was 35, he was 25. I kind of just looked at it like a joke. I was like, what? It wasn't serious at first. I did fall in love with him, but at first it was like...
You fall in love with turtles.
I do. I fall in love, with everybody. I'm like, oh my God. A week later, I love everybody.
I'll see you one night, and the next night you'll be like, this is the one.
So, I mean...
But you've been married to Zoe for a long time.
Yeah, I've been married to Zoe since 21.
When?
2021. What year is it?
Look at
2004. 3 years.
I'm seeing some questions. People are asking. I'm just trying to read. Like it's a lot of the same questions, and I'm sure you've answered a lot of these questions.
That's okay. I haven't been on here.
Let me see.
Ever.
Somebody asked how he lost his teeth, but his dad addressed how he lost his teeth. That was the first time he was in prison.
No, not the first time. When I was actually with him, when we were together, he got jumped.
Over here.
Okay.
Hold on one second. That way.
Yeah, I'm turning. He got jumped when
Can you hear?
I was
Yes,
with
we
him,
can.
and I made a joke when he got out. That was the first thing that we were going to do was fix his teeth, and that was one of the jail phone calls that I said you're going to be a hillbilly forever because we couldn't get his teeth fixed. I'm like, okay,
So he got jumped out of jail or in jail?
like means he was attacked by multiple men, and later to find out probably because he was having homosexual relations with another man.
Okay, so that was inside of prison.
Yes.
On the outside too, you had a cool level something.
Did you know about his relations with men?
There was a rumor that was in the keys that he was with, and now it's not a rumor, now it's true. He was with a guy, and they were in a relationship. He tried to stab him, and we have proof. Well, we have his testimony. He's going to come about as well. But everybody's always, what is that?
State's attorney, he said he's got guys and girls in love.
Yeah. So I kind of asked him about it, and he kind of said more gay for the state kind of thing.
But
And I
you
was
hang
like,
around
what?
enough like people that you don't judge like that.
I'm kind
That's kind of like basically he's using whoever will, like gay for the stay is usually like when they're in prison, they just,
I don't think Wade is capable of love. I think it's
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. He hates women, or do you think he hates?
it's a control thing. He loves the fact that he can get power. Like he feeds on fear. Even when he was hurting me or something, he would be trying to intimidate me and try to rule the conversation in an argument. He's huge.
Man, I'm 240.
Yeah.
What did you
I
think
don't
when
know.
you saw all the tattoos on him? Like, that would probably be the first time you've seen him, right?
He only had tattoos up to here. I love tattoos.
No, I mean, in court, when he had all his face tattoos, was that like a shock to you?
Well, you know what was a shock to me was that people liked him after that. I know he's great. I know he's just, I don't know.
He got the white
He's evil.
tattoo, and he thinks he's
Yeah. The women that will still find this normal or unaliving two women and finding that normal and like, oh, unalive me. Like when my testimony, you don't even know how many times people tell me like, they want him to rape him, rip their dress off, part of my testimony.
I know, it's so fucking...
People are crazy, and they're calling me crazy. These people don't even know him. They're meeting him in jail, and they're giving him money. I'm the crazy one.
I'm getting very grateful.
Really?
Yeah, that was one of the questions was, what did you think? What do you think of all these like TikTok wives that are, raising money for him? And
It's disgusting. You guys are fucking sick.
I get no, not you guys. You don't.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not
no, I
used to
understand.
TikTok. I just talk normal, okay?
So I know my experience has been I've seen wives, literally wives. My husband's gone, Jim. Can you get me in? Is there any way you can get me to talk to Wade? No, fuck no. You have a husband. Well, yeah,
It's
so
crazy.
just fucking insane.
Somebody's asking, like, do you think he's? Somebody's asking, do you think he's racist, or do you think the tattoos are just like for prison?
Racist. I had a bail bondsman that
Going right by you.
in the unit next to me when, like I said, Milas spot used to be so small because I was also pursuing real estate at the time. And the bail bondsman right next to me, Haitian black dreads and all that, and he worked out. Wade used to take him and work out with him often, and they got along so good. It's hard for me to believe he's racist.
Yeah, I don't believe that either.
I don't think he's racist. I just think he hates people. Or controls.
He's a chameleon. He will do what it takes to get along and then his dad in.
Somebody asked, have you received therapy? I mean, it's kind of personal. You don't have to answer this, but someone wanted to know, have you received therapy after everything you've experienced?
And that's another thing to be addressed. Even on the court stand and stuff, like people are like, she's on drugs and stuff. I'm on 5 different medications just to get through my life on a daily basis.
Sure.
I'm sorry if I look days out sometimes or whatever, but I have legitimate, I'm a veteran, so they've been taking very good care of me.
Good.
But there's no,
You talk to us a lot.
I'm getting better, but like even when like those jail phone calls and stuff, people are like, "Oh, she sounds so like unemotional." It's called shock.
Yeah, it was right after the murders. People have to understand that it was like days after. You know, people have to understand that it was 2019.
And I wanted answers. I wanted all those deep, dark questions. I slept next to that man a lot, and I wanted to know why he killed her and why he did not. What?
One thing is being in a small town, I don't know where a lot of you guys are from, but being in a small town, there's a ripple effect. So everybody's hammering Mila. What happened? What's going on? They're hammering Tom. They're hammering, everybody's trying to figure out what the fuck just happened to a friend of mine.
Right.
I didn't know that.
We didn't know her. You didn't see, but I didn't. Yeah.
And it's just, everybody was hammering, and it's just like, what the fuck, you know?
Well, people were blaming me. They're like, didn't you let him out of prison? I go, no, he did not. First of all, they were blaming me because they thought I let him out of prison. No, that's not true. Then they were blaming me of why wasn't I killed. It's called victim blaming. I have no idea why I'm alive. I don't.
Well, you fought him off.
Well, I did fight.
That's terrible to ask that. Yeah, I mean, you really got lucky that day. I mean, that's the truth, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason. It's God. I don't know how to say.
I think what happens. What's your name?
Christy.
Christy, I think what happens is anytime something's so tragically random, people look for answers, conspiracies, and an answer. There's got to be an answer to why this happened. Sometimes it's just life is fragile.
Sometimes he just had rage inside of him and wanted to kill somebody. Yeah. If people were saying, "Oh, it's a setup and stuff," it's actually simple. You guys are making it too hard.
Yeah, it's true. And the thing is, sometimes random acts of tragedy are just random fucking acts, and people can't quantify that in their head.
Oh, and here's another thing. 5 years it's been. Don't you think they've investigated me? Don't you think they've investigated everything? We should start investigating these people that are investigating us. Why do they have so much fucking time on their fucking hands? I don't know.
All right, got one more? And then you're find out.
Yeah, someone is asking, well, it was 2 questions. One, did you talk to his dad, Steve? And do you still talk to his dad, Steve?
I am pissed. I'm pissed that this is a tragedy and people are making this about him. I'm pissed. This is not about him. There are 2 dead girls. There's 2. And there's no fucking rhyme or reason. He killed them, and people are. I'm sickened. Like, I lost all faith in humanity after I see this. What happened? Oh, how people are reacting. I don't believe it. I'm disgusted. I'm fucking sad. And
I understand that.
Do you?
And I think a lot of people really, feel the way you feel.
We don't see that.
Yo, I'm getting all kinds of fucking hate. People are judging my looks. Why does it matter? Somebody just wrote me today, and I can read it. They said, if Wade had all this fame and money, he wouldn't look twice at you. I'm disgusted why he's got old, loose pussy or something like that. I'm like, why does this have anything to do with me? I didn't. What did I do?
You gotta remember, the internet.
I don't care if I'm ugly or cute or whatever you want.
Going after victims is like never okay, you know?
I'm not on trial.
What
and
nobody
this
fails
is
to
sick.
remember is the 2 dead people.
I know we're taking the focus off of what is the problem. Can you imagine their fucking kids having to hear this stuff? It's disgusting.
These families do hear it too.
Someone said Steve is in the live. I don't know if that's true or not. And then they were asking me, do you still, obviously you communicated with Steve. Have you communicated with him since this happened?
I haven't, but I would be open to because time has passed, and I'm sure I know he's probably mad at me for setting him up on the media that one time, but also I felt like
Steve is a very, very, he seems, from what I've gotten from him, like a forgiving person and a kind man, and he just said I'm here, so he is in the chat.
We don't want to
Hi,
monetize this. No gifts. Thank you.
And then people were asking, like, did you ever know his adoptive parents or anything like that? Like, did you ever meet them?
Often, her name was Candy. He goes, my mom really likes pictures. So anytime we took a good picture of him, we would send it to the mom because they didn't see each other much, and he was in and out of jail, obviously. So he goes, she really likes pictures. So I would take pictures, send them to her and stuff. And I talked to her a few times. Actually, right after he beat me up on the spa that day, that was one of my first phone calls I made. I go, Wade just beat me up again. And we didn't know he killed people. I just thought he beat me up again. And she was sad, but I don't know how she acts this. I'm not in contact with her, obviously.
Someone asked how long you were in the military for.
I was in from 2001 to 2004. I was a photographer. I was stationed on the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Thank you for your service.
Oh my God.
She hates that so much because it's her birthday.
They make me stand up, and they're like, "Is there any veterans in the crowd?" They embarrass me. Like I'm a really like.
We're not embarrassed about the military. We just know.
No, I'm a shy person.
Right. You don't like the attention.
I don't like attention. No.
I love when you said when you said, Jake, you know, I wanted to go overseas on a boat, so I put that on my thing, and then I got stationed at Lake Michigan on it.
No, I was from North Carolina. I wanted to join the military to see the world. They stationed me in Virginia on a dried out boat.
So you didn't get to see the world.
No, I got to. Oh, here's some booty.
Tommy.
Somebody asked this question, and I was actually wondering this myself. Do you think that he killed before?
Well, that was the thing that I answered on the last thing. When he said that he was a killer, like I said, I was in the military, and a lot of the guys would say, oh, I was picking up brain matter in Bahrain. And even my husband came back sort of saying that to strangers, not remembering that. My husband at the time, not my husband now. I have a 19-year-old son. I was married in the military. And so he would try to come back with these like horrible war stories, like killing people and stuff. I don't know what it is, but I'm just sensitized, obviously, from people saying, oh yeah, I did this, I did that. So I'm sorry that that's the case. So when he did say, like he had a few, like
You gotta understand, Christy. I mean, I don't want to interrupt you, but you gotta understand. Somebody said, yeah, I'm gonna kill somebody. You're like, yeah, you're gonna go beat him up. You're gonna go fuck him up.
His dad also said he was a good storyteller, so, you know.
And he was. You could tell his stories, but to me, I could tell they were lying. And I was just like, you know, just have another drink, Wade, that kind of thing, like whatever. So,
Christy,
yeah,
any questions for Tommy while he's sitting here?
I did see a lot of comments like, can we see Tommy? Like people were asking if we could see him, and I guess ask him a few questions.
How you doing?
Hi, Tommy.
Hi, how are you?
Let's see if anybody has questions.
Yeah, just take a second because there's a line.
In the meantime, Mila, did you know that he had kids, and did he ever speak of them?
yeah, he did say that he had a son and a daughter. I heard recently that one of them was found out not to be his. She did a DNA test, but yeah, he's always been open with me about names and children and stuff. So I don't know who he's giving false names to or whatever, but those were some of our first conversations that he had. Yeah, but no, he didn't care. He didn't give a shit about his kids. He never called, never paid child support or anything. So I mean, he wanted to have a baby with me. I was like, what? Because I think he knew that he wasn't going to be good for too long. That was just his personality. He wanted his life to go on.
Tommy, you got anything to say about this?
People want to hear from Tommy about what he thinks about what Wade said he was involved in and the keys and all of that stuff.
Let me move over here real quick. All right. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, that's what I want to say. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but let me tell you what. Can I tell you something cool?
Sure.
Yeah, because what I want to talk about is how I knew Wade back then. He seemed normal. That's the crazy thing about all this stuff, you know. There were some things that he did in retrospect that you go, like Jake was saying, you know, I killed that guy, whatever. The guy I was mad at who moved, and he said, "Oh, fly me out there, Tommy, and I'll show you what I can do," and all that stuff. I'm thinking beat his ass, you know. But that, looking back, was probably not the, you know. Yeah, with the other stuff, with what all that organization and all that kind of stuff, we've kind of going to keep that quiet right now, and we had somebody else we have to talk about later on that. A little bit more on that later.
Okay.
Thank you. But where's my Ferrari? That's all I gotta say. You see it? I drive a 2008 Cadillac.
Someone wants to know, was anyone asked to do a lie detector test? And if not, would you have taken one?
For what questions?
For what reason?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that would be dumb because we weren't
They've
involved.
investigated all of us, by the way.
Yeah.
This is
I would assume that there would be some sort of investigation with all the motions that he filed.
If you look up Lee County, Florida, and you see who our sheriff is, I guarantee you all resources were used to investigate this. Believe me.
All right, ask Tommy about the Josh discrepancy and the conspiracy claims. I mean, I think Tommy already said that, you know, he'll address this.
He's not here. He's on.
He's right there.
Oh, there he is.
Somebody keeps asking, what made Mila leave the Buddha that caused Wade to leave with someone else? I mean, I think that story's pretty public. He wanted to go back to that guy's house, Jason. She didn't want to go.
Wait a minute.
And he left with him and two other girls.
Okay, listen. Anything else for Tommy before he goes, and I'll take that question to her.
Anything else for Tommy? Let's see. No, it doesn't look like there is. I mean, like I said, people just want him to address that, and when he's ready to do that, we'll be standing by listening.
Yep. Are you talking about the innuendo of guns and trafficking?
Yeah, and all that. Yep.
Yeah, we can answer that at a later date.
Yep. And somebody asked, did Tommy meet Wade first? Yes, he did, right? He met him before, obviously, Mila.
Yeah, he met him in the Keys.
Thanks, Tommy.
And then, like I said, somebody kept asking about the fight that happened at the Buddha. And I mean, I think if you're following the case, it basically, he wanted to go back to Jason's house. Tell me if I'm wrong. He wanted to go back to Jason's house. You didn't want to go.
There's a lot of things you guys don't know because they wouldn't let us say it because it made him look worse and it would cause a mistrial. So if we look nervous on stand, it's because if we said one thing wrong, we've been waiting for this case for 5 years. A mistrial, like even the cop that stopped him at the Joe's Crab Shack almost created a mistrial saying that he pulled up his FDOC records. We weren't supposed to know that he had a criminal record in the past. So you guys don't understand court proceedings. If we look nervous on stand, it's, well, I've never been on TikTok before. I'm sorry if I'm accusing everybody.
A lot of people.
It's fine, you're fine.
There's a lot of reasons why we look nervous on stand. There's a lot of reasons we say because we're trying to not have a mistrial. Wade was going around trying to sell bags of cocaine at the Buddha. That's why he was wandering around. He was trying to be
He's a cool guy.
He's trying to be a cool guy. He didn't need the money. He even told me, Mila, I need this. I need to be bad a little bit. And like he just wanted to, he didn't need the money. It's weird. Yeah. So anyway, so he wanted to be a coke dealer that night. So whatever, he's running around selling cocaine to everybody. And then he kept asking me, he kept coming back to me and saying, Mila, I want to go to this house. They have this drug, that drug. And I wasn't allowed to say that on stand either because I wasn't allowed to say they wanted to go to a drug house. I said, I don't want to go to a drug house, Wade. Like, that sounds unsafe. So he kept asking me, it wasn't a fucking fight. I just said, I'm not got going. And like I said, he had the keys to my car. He couldn't drive a stick, and he got Jason to do it. And I left and saw him pulling away, and because he had my keys. And I didn't know there was 2 girls in the car. That's why I was just like, whatever. I'll go home, go to bed. But when I got up that morning, I decided I didn't want to see him anymore. I was like, this is just too much for me. I didn't know what was about to happen. I'd already made a decision I wanted to be done then. So.
Well, we're gonna jump. Thank you so much. We're gonna jump off. My phone's about to die anyway.
Okay, thank you guys so much for answering questions. I know people have tons of questions.
Hold on, Amy Sliposian, the girl that I went home with, she goes, not with a doctor.
Yeah,
hi, Amy.
she said a few times that you went home with her, and I know that was in her deposition as well.
With my phone, don't you think that they have pings on that where my location is? They took my car. They had all the evidence of that. How much more do people want to know that he did this? They have all the freaking proof.
I just want to say, Tommy will address the Eric Brown stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, at a later date. All right, we got to go. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Take care.